Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Jess, and every Sunday I come on and do a weekly reading update, essentially where I take you along with me throughout the week, and each time I finish a book or I feel like I need to talk about a book, I hop on and let you know my thoughts and feelings and also do like a little spoiler-free review. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. So today we're getting off to a late start this week. Today is Tuesday. I did not feel that great over the weekend. I had a fantastic concert on Friday. Stayed out late, which I rarely ever do, so now I am still paying for it. And if you watched last week's reading update, then you saw that I was still reading The Road of Bones by Demi Winters, and I finished it yesterday and it was fantastic. It was everything I wanted. It was everything I needed. It was a Viking romantasy. I had no idea who the love interest was going into it blind and not hearing anything about the books. You know, that's the one thing I kind of hate about like book talk and stuff, is hearing it's not really spoilery because if you read the blurb, but I go in absolutely blind to books. That's how I enjoy it. That's my favorite thing. So for example, if I hear that the MMC's name is Enzo, then obviously I'm going to be looking out for any man named Enzo. You know, so going into it absolutely blind was incredible because I really genuinely had no idea who it was. And even when there was someone presented, I was like, are we sure? He's not great, to be honest, but I loved it so much. I really did. It's definitely more plot forward than romance, but the world itself is very easy to understand. There wasn't like a whole lot of time that I needed to absorb the information that was happening and kind of figure out what's happening, where we're going, who's here, who's there. This does include a map, a glossary, and a pronunciation guide, which is fabulous because a lot of the words are Viking-esque kind of names, and it was so good though. The end I was not expecting. There were several parts where I felt very much so betrayed by what was happening, and this book is in third person, and we do get multiple POVs. I think there was 4 POVs throughout the whole story, and then in the epilogue there was a separate POV. But if you are wanting something different than the normal fae fantasy romance, this is it. This is so it. When did this book even come out? Because I feel like I have been living under a rock lately. 2023. That's ridiculous. This book has been out for 2 years. I highlighted 204 things in this book. Yeah, I think it was absolutely incredible. And I am so excited to continue that series. I'm not quite sure how many books are supposed to be in that series. I do know that there's a second book, and then I believe there's a novella out, and we're waiting on book 3 to be released, I believe next year. But yeah, that was fantastic. Fantastic. I cannot wait. Now, I'm not really reading or listening to anything. Something with my Audible is happening. Every time I've been trying to buy Jasper Vale because I want to continue on in the Eden series. But literally every time I do, loading pops up and then that's it. So I don't know what's happening with that. As far as on Kindle, I have no idea what I want to read or physically. I feel like I am entering a book slump. So unfortunate. So I don't know. I might try something drastic. I might read some thrillers. The last time, a couple years ago, when I was beginning to enter a book slump, I was reading thrillers and that got me through it. So I'm not sure. I will absolutely let you know what I do start with, because I could continue in one of the many series that I have begun to start, or I could just start with something absolutely different. I don't know. I'll probably hop back on tomorrow and let you guys know what I decide. But that's all I got for right now. Like I said, I will come back on when I figure out what I'm reading. So I will see you soon. Hello friends. Today is Sunday. And when I tell you this week I have been fighting, climbing out of the trenches to get out of a reading slump, yeah, it's really bad. It's really bad. I finished The Road of Bones earlier this week. That honestly felt like a month ago that I finished it because I have not been feeling well. Yeah, I've not been feeling well. And then on top of that, I just don't want to read. I just have no desire to read right now. So it is very challenging right now trying to push myself through it because it's only a phase, you know. We'll be back to reading like we were in no time. I will say when this does happen, sometimes it's nice to switch up the genres that you're reading. So I did that and I started reading, well, it's actually a reread. It's called A Necessary Sin by Georgia Cates. Now, this is the first ever adult romance series I ever read 11 years ago. Yeah, this book came out in 2014 and I do believe there are 6 books in total, and it's a Scottish mafia romance and I loved it. I still do love it. I don't think it is as great as I thought it was when I was reading it, 11 years ago, but it's still a great time. But our FMC Blue, her mother ends up getting eliminated, and she herself is almost eliminated when she's like 5 years old. She is bound and determined to get revenge on the Scottish mafia man who was responsible for her mother's elimination. So she ends up infiltrating this, it's called the Fellowship, and she ends up having to go through the son Sinclair to get to his papa. But it's really good, and it's a short read. It's like 220 pages. I am not yet finished with it. I'm almost finished with it. I have like less than 100 pages, but I don't know, something about rereading a book that you once really enjoyed and really loved, and you know what's gonna happen, so there's no surprises or anything like that. I feel like that kind of helps get you out of a slump a little bit. So fingers crossed for next week, guys. Because genuinely I feel like I have been fighting for my life. But I really do enjoy that. I think there are 3 books in total that follow Blue and Sin's story, and then there's a couple like interconnected standalone series, but that's one of my favorite mafia romances ever. I absolutely cannot stand the cover of it. But that's what it was 11 years ago. I've also been listening to You, Me, and Forever on Audible. That is free, included with Kindle Unlimited, because I still, for whatever reason, cannot purchase Jasper Vale. I'm not sure what's happening with that. It like pauses on the confirmation page and then that's it. So I don't know, we'll try again later. Otherwise, we are slowly getting through it, okay? Like I said, it's been a little bit of a rough week for me, but I think we are coming out on the other side. I can feel it. I can feel it in my bones, okay? Anyhow, if you like this kind of video, then please make sure you like and subscribe. That way you don't miss out on a new weekly reading update every Sunday and some other bookish content on Wednesdays. I hope you have a wonderful reading week wherever you are, and until next time.